This Protoman review is brought to you by Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store, the ultimate in toys.
Now, for the past couple of years now, we've had Decepticon leaders that have either been a Megatron or a Galvatron. That's been going on for, dare I say, almost 20 years now. And finally, we're going to have a figure that's going to break that cycle. And I'm going to present today Trasnformers Robots in Disguise Warrior Class Steeljaw, and an interesting name. That's why I'm going to be doing this review. So let's do this. I'm Protoman, and this is ProtoRetro.
ProtoRetro.
So what's so special about this Decepticon leader? What makes him worthy of being discussed on the stage of Protoman? Well, interesting thing about this guy. He has a name that is all over the place and possibly is going to change a lot of things in the future. And on top of that, he's probably the first ever stateside, local for us, Decepticon leader that isn't a Megatron or a Galvatron. Now in Japan, yes, we've had other deviations. We've had Scorponok, that was a leader, or Megazarek as he was called. We had, Devil Z, we had Deathsaurus, we've had Volinger, we've had Battle Gaia or Scratch, whatever you want to go with. There was always something else in Japan, but then even in Japan, when we hit 1995, 1996 with Beast Wars 2nd, it was Megatrons and it was Galvatrons. Yeah, there was a Gigatron in there, but still kind of a Megatron in a lot of ways. But now we have Steeljaw. And the interesting thing about Steeljaw is his name and the whole history that goes with it. Now, of course, we know that it stems from originally a G1 toy. Steeljaw, the Autobot cassette of Blaster. But it goes more beyond that and that character, because while the name has been carried over, and I mean, like there's classics versions and third-party versions and all kinds of stuff like that, the name kind of went all over the place afterwards when Hasbro re-registered it. In animated, it had a very G1 kind of inspired design. Again, Derek Wyatt going for his love for G1 and wanted to be true to that. But it wasn't until Dark of the Moon did they re-register the name, and it was used for the dog Steeljaw, which was in the movie continuity like the Autobot pet of the Target exclusive Leadfoot. But what's weird is within that continuity, there's another Steeljaw, and this is where we get to now this character being what he is now. And where a lot of confusion stemmed, because now we're having a character that is jumping factions. Usually Hasbro's very consistent with names and factions being the same. But yet for him to be a Decepticon leader too and everything. In Age of Extinction, the movie, there was a character called Steeljaw, who was a Decepticon wolf who was blue, who was on lockdown ship. He was kind of one of his goons, if you will. Now, obviously, in Japan, this character was called Carnivac, which is a homage to the old Pretender from Generation 1. But in America, he was called Steeljaw. And I think that was the transition that then led to this. Age of Extinction's Steeljaw, the Blue Wolf, led to this Steeljaw, the Blue Wolf, but now he's the Decepticon leader. So that's my take on why it probably is there. So Steeljaw, hey, we're going to crack him open. Like, I said in my past video with Strong Arm, he has that gimmick here, and they always show on the back, so if you scan him, you're going to get a claw and unlock Steeljaw. So, hey everyone, let's scan it. So we've unlocked Steeljaw and his weapons for the game. The whole gimmick with this. So, let's play with the toy how he's meant to be played with, not with a scanning gimmick. Let's crack him open. Now, gone are the days of just being a tape cassette, just being a wolf, just being something of a canine manner of that fact. But we have a car. What kind of car? Debate's out on that. Some kind of rally-based hatchback. But it's a car. With the little emblem on there, and very simple design. Doesn't really invoke anything, but interesting storage of something that the robot mode is going to have, which is, let's just say, very wolf-based. But not much could be said about the car mode. It's very simple, the transformation to it. It's not a lot of shell forming. Just, hey, it's a car, and it rolls. Yep. I'm not a big fan of the logo being on the windshield. Really takes away from that. But aside from that, it's a car. So let's transform it. Transformation. So in robot mode, we learned that Steeljaw is one of those Transformers that are unfortunately a design of good idea, bad execution. Good idea being, hey, let's do something that's a robot mode but still has animal kind of look to it, and put in there an articulated tail, which is pretty cool, and the way that it stores even in the car mode was done very well. The bad idea, somehow in design, they didn't really think about that. They gave him curved feet, not in the way of, say, like a Beast Machine's Cheetor, but in a way that it just isn't designed to hold itself up under its own weight. And because of the backpack in the back, he'll always fall over. Now, so I guess you would say, well, they gave that tail then to be kind of a way to prop it up. But the tail really, because it's on ball joints that are made out of a soft ABS plastic, it's not very strong. You know, if it was like a ratchet joint or something that would prop it up good, that's one thing, but it's not going to do that. Now, I find that if you don't leave the tail in its traditional way, if you twist it like this, and then you twist the other way like that, and you kind of put it like that, then you kind of get a little bit of support over there, you know, and then it holds itself up. Yeah, hey, but that kind of sucks because after a few taps, yeah, he's going to fall over. I'm actually kind of curious how long-term display will be with this guy. Will he slowly like sag and then fall over? Makes me wonder. Another thing that kind of sucks, because his joints here, it's on a slider for the transformation, he doesn't have a twist here left and right. It's kind of like, I mean, it's at the bicep here, but it's not at the bottom. So that's another thing that kind of, it kind of irks me. That's too bad, really. It's too bad because I really want to like this toy. And I mean, he has a really nice looking design, but these little like things here and there that kind of, you know, restrict it from being a better toy. And I mean, this gimmick really needs to go. I hope the Japanese version really phases that out, because it's so blaring and obvious on the chest, and it's not cool looking. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Now, his weapon, which is also the download weapon in the game, is some kind of like Wolverine claw, so it just kind of like fits in here over his fist, and now he has a claw like Wolverine. I guess it'd be kind of cool if you had two of these. He'd really look like Wolverine then, and that's probably the saving grace. I didn't mention before, but it also has a tab on the back here that goes on the roof of the car. I think they show it here. Yeah. Goes on the roof of the car too, which is, yeah, kind of ridiculous, but whatever. So at least he has that going on. I don't know, guys. This one here is hard to recommend. Like, Strong Arm was pretty awesome. Strong Arm is historical. Strong Arm is a really cool figure. This one, I don't know. This one is a different story. While I'm pretty sure that on a historical thing, this guy might come around and totally change how we look at the character of Steeljaw for the long run, much like a Bulkhead or a Barricade, but I don't think that this guy is a great figure. Now, let's just hope in the show he's really good. Let's hope that maybe because he's so interesting in the show, we might get a better figure later on, maybe something of a more Voyager scale. But as it stands right now, the Warrior class, Robots in Disguise, Steeljaw, for what you're paying for, I heavily suggest that you proceed with caution. Some design flaws here and there really hinder it from being an enjoyable figure. I mean, it looks great when it's not moving, but he might not be standing for long. And to me, Transformers should be able to stand at least. At least. So this is Protoman and ProtoRetro, and this has been a video review of Transformers Robots in Disguise 2.0 Warrior Class Steeljaw, leader of the Decepticons. So until then, guys, take care and roll out.